Hari Om. We all know that the shlokas in Bhagavad Gita, any one of them, puts us into a much larger kaleidoscope of thought process. Its specificity is one part, but the background vastness with which the words are organized, the padam, it gives a different kind of a feeling to this ardent sadhaka. Bhagavad Gita has been there for umpteen number of years, but there are very few who could catch it, catching a bull by the horn or getting precise meaning out of the shloka is a function of developed intellect. It doesn't debar us from studying Bhagavad Gita, but it does tell us for a alert sadhaka, it tells us that how he falls short in understanding the shlokas when he tries to put his own thoughts vis-a-vis what Guru Deva says. The gap between understanding is visible when we come across such shloka. In a simplified form, the shloka says, Hey Partha, Yah Aghayuhu Indriyaramaha Eva Pravartitam Chakram Iha Na Anuvartayati Saha Mogham Jivati. Bhagavan himself is saying that Arjuna, those who do not follow, the word is anuvartati, the word is not kriyante, you are not the creator. So don't try to create a new world out of your own imagination, thoughts, pravrittis and actions and whatnot, which all we feel we do. That's why we call ourselves ambitious, upwardly mobile. I want to establish, I want to make my name, I want to do this, I am born for doing this, I am inclined to do this, I have skill set to do that. All this is utterly useless because anuvartanti is your function when you are here in the world. Anuvartanti means you follow. Follow whom? Anukaranam kurute. You follow somebody. Follow whom? Follow the divine order set by the Creator. If you go back to Ishavasya Upanishad, there is a mantra, Saparyagat Shukram Akayam Avranam Asnavaram Shuddham Apapaviddham, and then the description comes Yatha Tatyato. Yatha Tatyato Vidat means the one who has given everything in a proper form and set that in motion. Gurudev Nanak Maharaj in Guru Granth Sahib, he says that Yogi andar yogiya tu bhogi andar bhogiya tu the samsara upaya. You created the world. Sira sira dhande laya. You have channelized that world into a motion. If I am the part of the wheel that has been set into the motion by the one who is yantra rudhani mayaya, then it goes without saying that my role is restricted to following the role ascribed to me depending upon my capacity and capability. But iha na anuvartayanti, the one who does not follow this particular pravartitam chakram, and why would you not do it? because he thinks the indriyas given to him are for his own enjoyment rather than they being used for the pravartitam chakram. In Madhusudan Saraswati's commentary on this Bhashyam, on this particular shloka, he has referred to the Smruti. In Smruti, it is written that you have got hands and eyes and feet and everything for what? For taking care of whom? You have cattle. In the older days, of course, you had cow and goat and whatnot. So you tend to them, you also feed the dog. So what is happening? You are the object for those jivas. You are doing service to those jivas. Then you sit early morning and do some japam and do some study of Veda. Vedo nityam adhiyatam. We don't do that, but it is said that if you do it, why do you do it? You are trying to please the gods. Every action of ours is meant for bhavayantam, nourishing the surroundings, and for that I need indriyas. So indriyas have been given to me. Instead, if I use the indriyas for myself, that means now the surroundings which are dependent on me, I'm using them to serve my purpose. So I am now feeding the dog because I want to show somebody that I'm a very good animal lover. So I am feeding the dog for what? For self-praise. I am reading Bhagavad Gita. Why? Because at least 2-3 people should call me that he is a very spiritual person. So what happened? The Veda Dhyana became an attempt to self-aggrandize. If such an action is done, it is agha. Agha is a word which has come from Han Dhatu. Agha means to kill. Papam. Agha ayuhu. The life that is soaked in sin is one which is Indriya Ramaha. Now the question is, Indriya Ramaha should be the situation, not Indriya Ramaha. In other words, Indriya Aramaha is a sin. Indriya Ramaha is Punyam. Only one akara makes the difference. Indriya Aramaha, Indriya Ramaha. Gurudev has caught the shloka by bull's horn saying that every member of the entire kingdom of the minerals, the vegetations, the dumb creatures, they instinctively follows the principle of yajna and contribute thereby to smooth running of the universal wheel of action. That means except man, everyone else is performing as per the role given by divine role, and they follow correctly the pravartitam chakram. Among living creatures, man alone, Gurudeva has completely isolated man. Man alone has been allowed the freedom of action to either contribute to the harmony or bring about the discord of the cosmic mechanism. Question comes that why is it that only man does this disturbance, or why only man has got a possibility to contribute to the harmony? Why not anybody else? That puts us into the vaster kaleidoscope on the background of the shloka, which is nothing else but again a Sankhyan concept. Gurudeva says Bhagavad Gita is nothing else but Sankhya, Sankhya, and Sankhya everywhere. The concept of Sankhyan evolution is consciousness, Chaitanyam, expressing itself from the lowest to the highest. So there is a consciousness par excellence, par Brahman, which because of his own volition, decides to create the universe, the cosmos, decides to set the wheel in the motion, pravartitam chakram, in which at the lowest pedestal will be the traces of consciousness, at the highest pedestal will be the consciousness par excellence, the Parabrahman, and at the penultimate stage, there will be what can be termed as a pinnacle of evolution, where the last step of expression of consciousness is remaining, a little more effort, and you are a god. That is the stage of man. Manava. That is the stage of Manava, man. Till the point of man, the expression of consciousness is definitely evolving. It has evolved from a stone to the plant and a plant to the animal, but this evolution still doesn't have what is termed as Vivek Shakti. Discrimination is not possible. Because discrimination is not possible, thinking is not possible. Thinking is not possible, Viveka is not possible, so understanding of the entire creation is not possible, so Vairagyam is not possible. That is why we don't teach a lion not to kill a deer. Because the Antakarana Vikasa, the consciousness presentation, the Chidabhasa in him allows him to only know that I have to survive. To survive, I must kill this animal without any malice. But that being the role given in the Pravartitam Chakram, the lion doesn't go and uproot the trees. No. So he doesn't disturb the cosmos, but only does the function that is meant for his survival, because it is a bhoga yoni. Because he has not disturbed the Pravartitam Chakram or the cosmos arrangement, he is given an award of higher consciousness. Now the animal kingdom gets born into higher and higher expression of consciousness. The same monkey becomes a gorilla or a chimpanzee having higher IQ, higher consciousness expression. When this consciousness expression has come up to the point where he is realizing his own indriyas, his ability to completely understand the surroundings, his discriminatory power to know what is right, what is wrong, what is light, what is bright, what is good, what is bad, the Lord is very happy that my creation now has reached the stage of Manava. Unfortunately, that peak of the mountain of the expression of consciousness is the point of falling in a ditch, which thousands and millions do fall. A Sufi says, लाखों ही मुसाफिर चलते हैं, मंजिल पे पहुंचते हैं एक दो, ढूंढोगे कहां मुल्को मुल्को, मिलने के नहीं नायाब है हम. Exceptional few. Bhagavan Vasudeva himself has said in Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna, amongst few thousands, a few. Why? Because a child has been given a toy for his help, but he got engrossed in the toy itself. He didn't grow. The sense organs are given to us so that we could do the highest possible pancha yajnas, which no other animal can do. It is like an errand boy who has been given by his father some money to buy books, and he has taken the money and gone to the brothel. The father is not at fault because he was born, the child was born to the father. We are born to the God. Because we reached a level of consciousness, the Lord has given us the wealth of sense organs. This wealth has been squandered by us for sensuous enjoyment. Whatever the Jnanendriyas and Karmendriyas can do, if it is to be done, it should be done for others, not me. Why others? Because the wealth is not mine. It is Lord's wealth to be given, because he has chosen me as a postman to distribute the money order. The postman has already bagged the money order, came home and hoarded the money order. He will be punished. And the punishment is insult to the consciousness is punished by the Lord by giving lower consciousness. The standing man now starts crawling on the ground. Tiryaka yoni. The Dvipad again becomes Chatushpad. This keeping in mind, the mantra says, Samoghama jivati. In vain means Lord repents. One more person has uselessly lost the most valuable man's life that I gave to him. And that man's life is because, as Gurudeva says, seeking satisfaction for their animal passions. That means right in the life of Manav itself, they have already gone down to the animal level. Ahara, nidra, bhayamaithunam cha samana evam pashubhi narana. What is the difference? Dharma is the difference. Dharmo eva vishishyate. But what is dharma? Dharma is to follow pravartitam chakram of the Lord. That is why being born as a human being, Adami, Hona, is not difficult. But to become God out of man, Insan, Insha means God, Insan. A beautiful couplet is there by a Sufi who says, Bas ke dushwar hai har kaam ka hasa hona, आदमी को भी मयस्सर नहीं इंसान होना. It's not easy for a human to become a man. Amrutasya putra. But those who reach that stage use the human birth. Swami Vivekananda's emphatic statement is there that what to talk of the greatness of human life. Devas have to be reborn as human beings to reach the Parabrahman. Forget about the lower yonis. That important and priceless diamond has been given our hand, but we are wasting it. Sadh kahe sangram haath mein hero aayo, diyo murakh re haath bande nu gamayo, gamawat gamawat gama diyo, आयो एक दिन आयो हीरा रे पारखी तब रोयो माथो टेक. When that diamond is going to be snatched away by the Yamaraj, गोविंदो गायो नहीं तूने क्या कमायो बावरे. Other than Govinda, Govinda, there is no earning in life, sir. All the sale deeds and properties, all the cars and the children, the wife and the jewelry, the dresses and the beautiful face that I'm proud of, the health that I talk about, everything is going to vanish. And vanishing is the trait of that life, the physical life. So the function of the life is to make it successful by converting the human life into godly life. The one Yatumanavaha, insan, Yatumanavaha, not Purushaha. Yatumanavaha, Purishete iti Purushaha. A body where the consciousness lies, that's fine. But utilizing that consciousness, you become Manava. The one who minds the mind is Manava. Yetu Manavaha Atma Ratihi Atma Truptaha. Atma Ratihi Atma Truptaha. Atma Truptata cannot be there unless you are Atmarata. Atmarata. Satisfied with the self and rejoicing in the self. Atmaratihi Atmatruptah eva cha syat Atmani eva cha santushtaha tasya karyana vidyate. Only when I reach the destination, no more running is required. Till the point I reach there, I am pravartitam chakram component. I have to work. Every single breath and the work that I do must be to explore further consciousness frontier. Further consciousness frontier. So if I behave the way I'm expected to behave by not subjugating to the temptations of indriyas for self-aggrandizement, and if I utilize my senses, the karmindriya, jnanindriya, and deha for others, then the consciousness will start expanding every moment. It will expand to completely encompass the entire creation, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. When it encompasses the entire cosmos, then every part of the cosmos feels as if it is me. Yastu sarvani bhutani atmanneva anupashyata. Sarveshu bhuteshu cha atmanaha tato na vijugupsate. Yastu sarvani bhutani atman eva buddvijanata tatra ko mohaha kah shoka ekatvam anupashyate. Everything is one. Once that is done, the running is over. Being a part of the chakra is over. Then do you do what? You don't do any work? No. The work then happens, is not done. Doing the work and work happening to the two different things. That is the reason karyam na vidyate word is used. This is the beauty of divine language, Sanskrit. There could have been also a shlok like this, Atmanyeva cha santushta tasya karyam na aste. No, not na aste, no. Na vidyate. Why? Vid means astitva, vidya. Astitva jnana. The one who has astitva jnana, he doesn't have karyam. Why karyam? Because Gurudev says there is no desire. Now, can there be a karyam without desire? There can be. How? What about the cosmic creation? If Parabrahman has no desire, then how the world was created? It is called Prayojana Virahita Karya. Prayojana Virahita Karya is done by only two kind of people. One who is insane, mad, unmatta, gone from the head. We see all the mad people do anything because there's no prayojan. They just do. So there is only karyam. And then there is another mad person, Bhagavan Vasudeva. He is called Bhagavan. When he does a prayojana variyata karya, it is not called karma because word used here is karya, not karma. Atmanyeva cha santushta tasya karma na aste. This is for us. Karyam na vidyate for atmarata because karma and karya mein farak hai. See the subtle difference between karma and karya. Karma is done, karya happens. Karya happens, it can be prayojana virahita. When prayojana virahita karya is done by Bhagavan, it is called Leela. भगवान जो करते हैं उसको लीला बोलते हैं, उसको कर्म नहीं बोलते. No, it is not called karma. What about the avatar? Ramakrishna Paramahamsa was an avatar. Mahaprabhu Chaitanya, avatar. Shankaracharya, avatar. Oh, they did so much work. Shankaracharya wrote so many things, sir. This is not karma. Avatar does again Vishwa Kalyana ya Pravartita Chakra Kalyana. Prityartham. Whatever karyam is there, it is called krida. Bhagavan does lila. Avatar does krida. And then what about Jivan Mukta? The Jivan Mukta also has reached the same stage, but karya is still happening. If it was not happening, for example, Gurudeva, karyam na vidyate, but he did so much. This is not a karya. It is not a karya, sir. It is prayojana virahita. Then what is the prayojana? Divine purpose. What is it? Loka sangraha. Bhagavan Leela, Avatar Krida, Jivan Mukta, Loka Sangraha. Other than that, all others are classified under consciousness not developed fully. Only when consciousness is fully developed, Chaitanya Abhivyakti Purnata, when it is there, then these three categories come. One, because he is forever there, Isha. We do karma. Why? Prarabdha vashat karmaha. What about Avatar and Jivan Mukta? Jnana vashat karyaha. And what about Bhagavan? Isha vashat Leela. Leela. Lidhatu. Lidhatu means dravane. Dravana. Liquefy. What is Bhagavan liquefying? Leela. Ever expanding expression of consciousness is Leela. How often he does it? Every now and then. There is something called Nitya Leela and something called Naimittika Leela. Bhagavan Vasudev came and then Arjuna was there, then Mahabharata happened, Naimittika Leela. What about Nitya Leela? Every Kshanam the Leela is there. Right now, right here, Rasa Leela is going on. We can't see, that is a different thing. If it was not Nitya Leela was not going on, how is it that Bhagavan Sri Krishna showed to Arjuna that, look, everybody is dying, they are going in my mouth, including Pandavas? When did Arjuna see it? Before the war. How the things that happened after the war were seen previous to the war, saying that this has already happened? Nitya Leela. That is why Gurudev has given, for those who are doing karma like us, in the commentary he has given something very, very important. Through selfless work, an individual gains an increasing amount of inner poise. So the first step is selfless work. Whatever we may study, we may by heart all the Vedas, it will be entirely thrown into the gutters if we are not implementing selfless work in our life. Anything that is done for self is a classic loss to a spiritual aspirant. Once that inner poise is done, Gurudev has given a wonderful industry. What is that industry's purpose? The highest vocation in life is meditation. Gurudeva's word. Golden letters it should be inscribed in our mind. Highest vocation in life is meditation. We are always in a hurry. Immediately we say, let me do the meditation. No, before that Gurudev says, through selfless work, an individual has to create inner poise. So the sequence is selfless work, inner poise, meditation as vocation, not occasion, vocation. After that, what will happen? You will experience what? transcending limited ego. Once you transcend the limited ego, then what happens? You see yourself. अब दिल में हरि देखिया गावन को कुछ नहीं. There's nothing else left now for me. Kasmin bhagavo vidyate sarvam idam vidyato bhavati. Everything is known, everything is done. There is no desire left. Why? I'm in self. Atma rata. So Atma santushta. Satisfaction and contentment. In other words, one who is not satisfied and contented in life, to that extent, he is away from Atmarati. How much we are far away from it? Millions of light years. Gurudeva's another golden statement in the commentary is, the effects of desires are desire, thought, and actions. These are the effects. Desire, thought, and action. This is almost parallel to avidya karma kama of Shankaracharya. So to understand the gist of two shlokas, ask a question to yourself. And this gist itself is what Gandhiji has given into what is called as my talisman. It is normally framed and put in the banks in India. That the customer is in my premises, so I should be thankful to him because he gave me an opportunity to serve. I'm working in a company because I have been given an opportunity by the Lord to serve the company. Our thinking is not like that. The first question we ask is, what is the package? If you ask about the package, you will be packed off. Have we ever in our life, have we seen anybody, including ourselves, asking that, what are my duties, sir? First thing is to know, how many holidays? End of the service benefit? Your service will always end. The very fact that you are born is an opportunity to serve. Who can serve better except the person who has panchendriyas and panchadnanendriyas and panchakarmendriyas in hand? What more implements do you want to serve? Swami Vivekananda, with not a dime in the pocket, created miracles after miracles. Gurudeva himself, with not a dime in the pocket, not only created, it is still running at the highest speed. From where the confidence came? The confidence came from selfless service, because selfless service is Lord's own desire. So if you do selfless service, Lord will see that it is completed because it is his work. So whenever I am doing a selfless work, I must be sure that somewhere in this circular thing called skull, there is existence of Lord which is goading you to do the good work. So even while doing selfless service, we should not say, I did it. Why? Because moment you say, I want to do selfless work, remember the Lord has entered the brain. The thoughts have changed. And when you do that, it will give you a pleasure because Lord himself is pleasure. The anandam that you get in selfless service is nothing else but the presence of Lord felt through the action of selfless service. So time and again we keep cribbing, I want to meet Lord, I want to meet Lord, but I do nothing to meet Lord, because Lord is there waiting everywhere around you in the form of opportunity so that you could serve them. Give some food to the hungry person and see how Lord will smile within you. Do reverse. Try to snatch somebody from somebody. Lord will fly away from you. And where the Lord flies away, what remains is dust. That is the meaning of both the shlokas. Hari Om.